Hello, I'm Ellen Codiff, Editor-in-Chief of Food Channel Pro. We're continuing our video series, Leaders with Guts, with Craig Culver. In 2004, you were recognized by the governor of Wisconsin because of your stance on minimum wage, raising it. So the restaurant industry, as I'm sure you're very well aware, often fights increasing the minimum wage. What do you think about that?
I did not have a lot of friends in the restaurant industry during that year. And my Republican friends were not very happy with me either. But you know what? I stood up for what I believed. I thought the restaurant industry was giving itself a black eye. I did. We were always trying to press down the minimum wage, so on and so forth. And that's what people thought of us as. They thought of our industry, our great industry, as just a minimum wage job.
Right.
I want something different than that. You know, I've never paid minimum wage to our people. Never. Well, maybe back years ago, but when I had people tap me on the back and say, Craig, I'm going to go down the block and work for a dime more or a quarter more, I said, the heck with that. We got to be better than that. So I decided a long time ago, I'm not going to pay minimum wage. I'm going to pay significantly more than that. So when the governor called me about that, I said, yeah, I'll help you out. And it was a committee of people, and it was Republicans and Democrats on that recommendation, not just Craig Culver saying this is what we should do. But I did recommend an increase, I did. And now, where are we now? Now we're significantly higher than that, even. But yeah, I just thought I was right, and that's the way I acted.
And you're known for working in the units, and that's pretty much in the 18 states that you're in. What do you do in terms of getting right down with the menu items?
Well, yes, I'm not afraid to go to work in our restaurants. Those are my roots. That's how I started in this business, working with Mom and Dad. You know, if I wasn't working, God help me. You know, but as I said to our management class today, you know, when I'm having a bad day, the best thing for me to do is get out of this office, go into our restaurants, get behind the counter or the grill, get out in the dining room, talk to our guests, and just mix it up with all of them. And I enjoy that. I really do. And so that's what I do. Those are my roots. They are.
Craig, can you talk a little bit more about the frozen custard line at Culver's? And also, I understand that there's a specific legal definition of the treat. Could you talk a little bit about that as well?
Well, custard is just one of those intriguing things that I wanted when we created Culver's. I wanted custard to be part of it. The little custard stands in Milwaukee, and that's where I learned about custard. Just intrigued me, the car hop places and so on and so forth. So I wanted to bring that to Culver's when we went from the A&W to Culver's, and it was a good decision at that time. It worked out to be a great decision, as a matter of fact. And why I wanted to do that, custard is just, I mean, it is so good. I believe it's the best ice cream in the world. In saying that, ice cream, it is not truly ice cream. I mean, it's a lot like ice cream, but ice cream has its own definition. Frozen custard has its own definition as well. But both, ice cream and frozen custard both, have to be at least 10% butterfat. Where frozen custard really differs from ice cream, or most ice creams, is it has egg yolk added to it. And it's 1.4% egg yolk solids per 100 pounds of product. And most ice creams do not have egg yolk. However, there are some ice creams that add egg yolk as well. So, you know, but what really differs the two, I believe, is custard being made fresh in the restaurants all day long. It literally is made fresh in the restaurants. So it comes out of that machine, out of that barrel in our restaurants at about 18 degrees. And it's still soft. It's not hard like ice cream. You know, if you've got ice cream in a freezer, you pull it out of a freezer, try and scoop, it's pretty hard to do. Well, this is, it's easy, it's softer. And it has that velvety texture because it has so little air beat into it. And that's another big difference between ice cream and custard, is custard has about 20 to 25% air beat into it, where ice cream, most ice creams that you buy in a grocery store or wherever, have at least 75 to 100% air beat into it. So custard is going to be much denser, there's going to be more product to it. A pint of custard and a pint of ice cream, the custard is going to weigh significantly more. So there's more product there. And it should cost more than ice cream.
How much of your sales volume comes from the sale of your world famous custard?
Not enough. We would like to sell more, as a matter of fact, but you know, we strive to sell about 20% is our mix with custard products, and I mean that we'd like to raise that to 25 to 30%, but that's what we're working on.
You working on that in your R&D kitchen, or?
Yes, there with looking at new products all the time, new flavors of custard, new concrete mixers, even different items that we can put in our retail freezer in the restaurants as well. The retail freezer has become a bigger part of our business, and we've worked very hard at that, focusing on how we can sell pints to go and things like that in our custard bars and some things like that. Dairy Queen has always done a nice job with that, and you know, I said, why can't we do a better job? So we're focusing more on that, trying to make more sales in that area.
And so it sounds like you owe a lot of your success to butter. You use it on your burgers, on the buns, and you use it in your custard.
I owe a great deal to the dairy industry. You know, we live here in Wisconsin. We're surrounded by dairy farms. As a matter of fact, as I look out our window, there's a bunch of dairy farms right out there. As I said once before, there are neighbors, there are customers, and there are suppliers as well. So we owe a great deal of gratitude to them, and that's why our custard is as good as it is. It's fresh cream coming in from those dairy farms into the dairies, and the rest is history.
We've been talking with Craig Culver of Culver's, home of the Butter Burger and frozen custard. Check out the next part of the series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Codiff.